So anyone wanted to talk about Karkati story? Don't worry about the details, the gyan or anything. Just as a story, if anyone knows, they can share. Okay, I'll explain. There was a demon, a big demon, and she has a lot of hunger, and she keeps eating many people, so many people. And the long story short, she saw a king or a person who is very stable and unshakable. She's like, how did I'm gonna eat you, but you're like unshaken? How can this be possible? Okay, let me. Okay. Then she want to get that quality. Then she started meditating. She did intense tapas, standing in one leg in a mountain like that. She was like doing a lot of tapas, intense thing. Okay. Then she also prayed for something and she got it. What she prayed was she was want to be a germ or like a bacteria or something. And then whoever is not keeping themselves clean, she'll go into them. It's like a tip of a needle size. From the giant figure, she becomes the tip of the needle and she go into their body and create some diseases for them. This is weird to see, but that's what she is. So end of the story, what she realized that the demon is not her. The demon is nothing but who has uncontrollable desire. In this case, she was hungry, constantly hungry, and she was keep eating a lot of people, right? That is a symbolic representation that people have desires one after another, or a intense desire for something. So that kind of mind is demon. And you can also see, right, for a minute, you can think of it. When we want something, when we are feverish about something, you know what I meant feverish, right? How we react. Are we in our stable state? No. How our thoughts goes up and down. When our thoughts goes up and down, how our body also goes along with that, right? It goes along that, oh, the thought, emotions, the words, actions, everything goes along with that. How many of you agree? Right? Yeah. So that is what happened. Then we ourselves would have known after some time, why did I do all those things? I would have not done it. It doesn't make any sense to me. But that minute, all of us at some degree, we would have went that. Like we want something, we wanted, that desire become feverish become anger become ragement, and we don't know what we are doing it. And after some time, we are like, why am I even doing it? So that is the demon mind they are looking. Demon, it's not supposed to be like some arrogant, someone is sitting there. Anyone who has undesirable mind, that is demon mind. And the next one is, this is also going to talk about a mind that is the son of three. Okay, I just wanted to, yeah, the son of Indu. Long story short, let me share my Kindle. And apologies for any delays happening. I'm just single-handedly managing things. You could see my screen. Okay, I couldn't see my screen because I'm using Zoom video, all this. I think I found it. Yeah, got it. This is the great forest. Once again. Yeah. This is not a big story. I'll just keep it very simple. There was a holy man living, and his name is Suvarna Jata, and his wife. And then they gave birth to 3 sons, and the 3 sons gave birth to 10 other sons. And at one point of time, the parents died. Okay, now these guys become distressed because loss of their parents. They don't know what to do. Then the older one said, "Okay, let's do something which we can do immortal." So then they think, what can be immortal? What can be the bigger thing? Even if you are a emperor or a king, one day you have to die. One day you have to let go of everything. What can we do which can be, for long time? It can be there. Then they decided, oh, we can be creator. Creator of what? We can be the creator of the world. Then how we do that? Okay, we will sit and meditate. Then they started sitting, and then they were meditating. So few things I can read. Yeah, they were saying even Indra, the who rules the heaven, he also has to leave it after some an hour and a half of the creator's lifespan. That's all the limited time is. But if I create something, then I don't have any end, so I can keep going. Then they talked to Brahma and then they created it. They were like, I am the Brahma and I'm the creator of the universe. And they are all keep on thinking that, like I have sages, Saraswati within me. And then in their personal forms, heavens are within me, celestials are within me, ocean is within me, sun is within me. They kept thinking like that, and then they kept meditating. And because they're meditating very long time, their physical body has to wither, and the wild animals started eating, but they didn't give up because the mind is very strong for them. They kept meditating. At some point, the creation came to an end. The current epoch came to an end. The next one started, and they become the creator of the universe. See, in physical term, I don't know how to put it and explain it. Okay, they died. How can they become the creator? But at point, you can think one time that they want to become the creator, so they started manifesting in their mind, their universe. They have the sun, everything. That is the power of mind. Here we have to understand what is the power of the mind. When you keep thinking about something, first one we decided that too much desire will become demon. And here we are talking about, if you want to become something, you keep meditating from the subtle, balanced level. The intention you keeping it, that is getting manifested. Just subtle difference, right? How we are going from one to another. There we are not balanced state. Here we are balanced state. And that is happening. This is explaining the power of mind again. And they also created sun. The sun is, talking about things. This is one. And next story. If anyone wanted to share some story, please stop me and then start to talk. Okay. I'll be so happy if I hear story from someone. Ahalya is again similar story. Ahalya is the lady who married to King Indra Dayuma. I hope I pronounced it correct. I'm sorry if I pronounced it wrong. So she married to this king, and but she heard about some young man called Indra, and she feels like, oh, how the man will be, and she sent her helpers, maids, and this guy came. They had a secret affair. They've been meeting. They fell in love with each other. They'd been meeting again and again. Soon, that become public, and they couldn't stop love each other. They like they are into their relationship, and of course, king will also came to know. After king came to know what will happen, they couldn't accept it, right? Because queen is doing all these things. It's not moral. So he started punishing him. The punishment is like, I'll just read a couple of the lines here. The punishment is like, yeah, they were immersed in ice cold water, fried in boiling oil, and they tied the legs of an elephant and they wept. But what is getting affected here? Their physical body. They are giving torture to the physical body. But what Ahalya was saying that I love this guy so much in my mind. So all the pain you are giving, it's not affecting me. The mind. I'm still in love with him. Here it's again, they are showing the power of mind. And the king went to sage Bharata, and then he was asking what to do with that. Again, they are coming to a conclusion that they are giving punishment to their physical mind. Even one sage cursed them. The curses also affect their physical body, but not the mind. So this is another thing. Next one is, okay, I'll just read a couple of the points which I noted. The pure and infinite consciousness alone think of itself as the jiva and as the mind, and then it believes itself to the body. First you have jiva, and the mind thinks, oh, I am the body. We are connecting from mind to the body. When this dream like fantasy is prolonged, this long dream feels like reality, because you are keep on thinking this is what real, this is what real, this is what real, then it becomes real. But Yoga Vasishta says what? We are all in the dream, right? Yeah. So that it is both real and unreal. Because it perceived, it appears to be real. But because of the inherent contradiction, it is unreal. So they are not saying it's absolute real, because you are keep thinking this is real, that what it perceived as or appeared as real. And there are so many contradictions happening in that, that is unreal. Gurudev also mentioned that sometimes that the truth is something is like, which is not changed. Whatever is changing, it is not truth. That is Maya. So I would ask you guys to close your eyes for a second. Don't close your eyes in case if you're driving. Think of something which you like right now. It could be anything. Think of the same thing. Will you like it after 5 years or 10 years? Deep breath in and let go. Now think of something which you own, whatever it could be. You think it is yours. Same thing. After 5 or 10 years, do you think there is a possibility that it could not be yours? It's just a possibility. Things can change. Take a deep breath in and let go. Any thoughts came to your mind? Be with that, and you may open your eyes. So your own likes and dislikes may change. Whatever we think it's ours, that can also change. Forget about our thoughts and likes, likes, anything. Even our own self can change. Our body, our perceptions, everything can change, right? And if I apply the rule that what Gurudev said, what doesn't change is the truth. But what happens, we think this is the reality, this is not going to change, and we keep fighting for it, or we keep worrying about it, or we are feverish about it. Do you all agree what I'm saying? Do you see that? Yeah. So anyway, either it is today or tomorrow or later, it's going to change. One day it's going to go. So what we will do is like we will be doing our duty, whatever it's we have to do it. It doesn't mean that, oh, everything is changing, I don't need to do anything, I'm gonna go sit and relax, I'll watch TV. It's not like that. We have to still do whatever we have to do. I think I mentioned that, I noted that point also something. It's not that we are gonna sit and then do nothing. We are gonna do what we are supposed to do. We have to follow our dharma, but without feverishness, knowing that everything is changing, everything is Maya, everything is unreal. We are just going to keep moving forward. Does it make sense? Yeah. Yeah. Again, this part is also talking about mind, how it is, body is not different from the mind, and the curse should not, the curse should affect the mind too. Kindly explain me. So you can go ahead and read a little bit about it. If I start to read all the story, it's going to take time. Okay. They're talking about this. Okay. I will skip the Great Forest story. I'll come to King Lavana story. Anyone wanted to talk about the Great Forest or non-existing prince? Volunteers, Naveen? Okay. King Lavana story is little deeper. If anyone wanted to read it along, you can read it along. Last time we read it. Sorry. Okay. Can someone tell me, anyone read King Lavana story? Okay. Then whatever I'm saying, that's the story. Just kidding. Okay, I'll find this. By the time I'll explain. Like, you guys heard about Ashtavakra Gita story, right? The beginning. Can someone unmute and tell that King Janaka's dream, please?
I think he was sitting in his in he was sitting with other members from his parliament or whatever. He kind of falls asleep. There's a dream where he's a beggar and there's no food, and then he gets some, I think, a piece of bread that also, I think, a bird comes and takes it away.
Yeah.
That's what I remember. And then he wakes up and he's like, what is the reality? Was that the reality or is this the reality?
Yeah. Yeah. Very true. That it's very I would say similar, but the experience is, the narration is the same. So here Lavana is sitting in a king court and a magic man comes. I'm making the story short, okay? A magic man comes and he does something. The juggler comes and then, he requested the king to accept the gift. The juggler, you know, he created some horse kind of thing. Something I kind of missed it. Something happened, and then what happened? The king started seeing himself as a tribe, and the tribes are not clean people. Um, they are messy, and there are so disgusting things happen. If you guys want, um, we can read it together. Yeah, we can read it from here. If anyone want to read, please. I'll start. Very soon, I had become a member of the primitive tribe. My wife gave birth to a daughter, the source of more unhappiness to me. In the course time, three more babies arrived. This is all in his dream. He started dreaming himself and saw himself as a tribe. And he got married to a woman. And the woman gave birth. Within span of time, again, three more babies came. Okay. And I have become a family man in the tribe. I spent many years among this tribe. suffering the agonies of family man with a wife and a children to feed and to protect. I cut firewood and often had to sleep under the tree at a night. And then he's explaining about how they were, like poor, they couldn't eat, all those things. And then he's also saying, thus engaged in sinful activities, my mind had also become inclined towards the sin. Good thoughts and feelings had taken leave of me. My heart had shed all compassion, even as a snake shed its slough. Because you are poor, you're hunger, you don't have anything. You have to feed your kids. So all the compassion, other things going away. And clad only in a loincloth, I endured every inclemency of the weather. Thus I spent 7 years in his dream again, bound by the ropes of evil tendencies. I grew wild with anger and used abusive words, wept in misfortune, and ate rotten food. And it also goes like the feminine king. Okay, this is like, you can see that some people don't have food. So whoever died out of hunger, they started eating their dead bodies also, because they don't have anything to survive. And then thus afflicted by the famine, many people left the country and migrated elsewhere. Some others, deeply attached to their wife and children, perished in that land. Many others were killed by wild animals. I too left the country to go with my wife and children. At the border of the country, I found a cool shade, a tree, tempting, and after putting down the little children I was carrying my shoulder, I rested under the tree for a long time. The youngest of my children was quite small and innocent, and therefore my dearest to my heart. And he demanded food. Although I told him that there was no meat to eat, in his childish innocence, he persisted. So these are all lot very okay. I'll just read it. Okay, childish innocence. He persisted in the demand, unable to bear his hunger. I said to him to despair, "All right, eat my flesh." The innocent child said, without knowing, "Give me." I was moved by attachment and pity. I saw the child was unable to endure the pangs of hunger anymore. I decided the best way to end all these miseries was end to my life. I pray with the help of timber and I found nearby. And as I ascended that prey, I shuddered and I found myself in this court being hailed and greeted by all of you. As the king said, the juggler vanished. Here they say it's a magic man. So what happened is in Ashtavakra, Janaka had a dream, just a few seconds. It's a nap. He had it and then he came back. But here, King Lavana lived entire life by sitting in it, in his court. The 7 years, 8 years, he had a family. He lived his whole life and then came back. You see that, like the dream, the power of dream. So since he thought in the dream, he's a family man. In the dream, he thought he has kids. In the dream, he thought he has to feed his kid. Who has kid in the dream? He created the kid. And in his dream, the kid or the son or child, whatever he is, hungry. And he died himself and he's awakened here. So he thinks those are all real. Again, we are saying that this life can also be a dream. And we are constantly saying that this is mine, this is mine, this is how I have to do, this is my goal, all those things. This is what we have to come out of it, okay? And it's 6:50. I have a quick document to share. I just captured all the stories just. Were you able to see my Google Doc? Yeah. So volunteers, anyone want to read it?
I can read it.
Thank you, Aarti. Yeah.
Story of Karkati. Is it Karkati?
30, yeah.
Okay. You're able to hear my volume,
Yeah.
okay, right?
Good.
Okay. Story. Karkati was a terrifying demoness with immense hunger. She performed intense austerities and gained a boon that allowed her to become a subtle being entering people's bodies as disease. Yet, even after gaining power, she remained dissatisfied. Eventually, through reflection and wisdom, she understood that her real hunger was ignorance and craving. She turned inward, gained knowledge, and transformed. Learning. Desire is endless when driven by ignorance. External power doesn't remove inner emptiness. True transformation comes from self inquiry. The demon is uncontrolled. The demon is uncontrolled craving in the mind. You
Like,
want to scroll down a little bit, Raji?
yeah. I'll just pause it here. If anything comes to anyone, please feel free to put it in the chat box. If you have some, learnings or questions, like that. We also have to notice that the external power does not remove inner emptiness. Even though you're so big, you're so powerful, you do that, but that doesn't mean that we are satisfied and calm in our mind, right? Once I get the power, I'll be like this. So we don't, that doesn't happen. But if we are calm in peace in our mind, we get a lot of power. Okay. So think about it. The next one. Yeah.
Story of the Sons of Indu. Story. The sons of Indu, through imagination and mental projection, create entire worlds within their consciousness. These worlds appear fully real to them with time, space, experiences, and identities. Learning. The mind has the power to project entire realities. What we call world is shaped by consciousness. Reality is not as solid as it appears. It is mind woven.
I think we talked about it, right? It's all mind. We make the dream, all those things we talked. Yeah. Story of Akalya.
Story of Ahalya. Story. Ahalya, due to ignorance and delusion, becomes invisible and withdrawn from the world. When true knowledge dawns, she is restored and regains her natural state. Learning. Ignorance makes us spiritually invisible. Knowledge doesn't create something new, it removes delusion. Awakening restores what was already present, what was always present.
I think you all listen to knowledge. You know this, right? Like whenever we are in confusion, if we listen knowledge, it removes the layer which is already there. We are just covered by the cloud of emotions, things, right? Which we think it's real. But once knowledge comes, like it just wash it. But whatever we discovered, it's already there. That's what they are trying to say. Yeah.
Story of the Great Forest. The world is described as a vast and frightening forest filled with dangers, confusion, and distractions. Travelers wander endlessly, mistaking temporary shelters for safety. Learning. The forest represents samsara, worldly existence. Without discrimination, viveka, the mind gets lost. Wisdom is the guide that leads one out of confusion.
Yeah, I think it's simple. We all understand it. The next one is
Story of the three non existent princes. Three princes who never actually existed embark on adventures in cities that never existed. Their journeys and struggles are vividly described, yet everything is unreal. Learning. The ego and world are like imaginary constructs. Consciousness alone is real. Appearances are illusionary. What seems solid may have no independent existence.
so in all these things we are talking about mind, dream, like creation, consciousness, right? I'll ask you a question. Are you able to connect with are we all able to connect with that the seer, scenery, and the scene, right? The three things. We have scenery, that is the dream, but who is the seer? That's a consciousness we are talking about, right? In every story, this is what it's coming. They are talking about how they can, what is the power of mind, how they are dreaming it, how they go to the different, life, what all they can do it. But again, who's the seer? When we come to the seer, we know whatever we are doing is all scenery. That is the wisdom we have to take away from today's session. Yeah, the next one is story of Lavana.
Story. King Lavana, while sitting in his court, experiences an entire lifetime as a poor outcast. Marriage, hardship, suffering, aging, all within a few moments of illusion. When he returns, he realizes that years passed only in his mind. Learning. Time is a mental construct. Waking life resembles a dream. Identify Identity is fluid and projected by the mind. Reality depends on the state of consciousness.
This is very good learning. Identity is fluid. Earlier, I was a child and become a teenager. I'm this, I'm that, I'm a good friend. I became enemy for someone. Then I was weak, and then I become strong, and then physically weak, physically strong. And I may be sick. All are what? Just identity. I was a developer, I was student, and I'm a leader, or I'm a like a speaker, public speaker. All are what? Identity. Whatever we describe ourselves, it's all identity. Sometimes what happens, we get stuck to that identity, or stuck to what we have, or what we think we have. That is where the problems are. So whenever we are in a situation which is bring our prana or energy down, or we are in confusion, just sit back and think that what is happening here, that is it. That will untie and unfold everything to us. Okay. And this is again just a reminder. We all know about this. Just we are like reading again and again, listening again and again. It just come to our, a subconscious mind, and the subconscious will come to the action. That's what we are trying to do again and again. Puna punaha. And the reality depends on the state of consciousness. And one more thing we have to do is like time is mental construct. We all experience that. For example, if you are with your best friend, you don't know how the 2 hours goes. But you have to force to go to a party which you don't like. The 2 hours seems to be a long time. Simple, right? We all experience that. If you don't like, or if you have to be in a meeting which you don't like also, that looks so long, so boring. The time is not reality. It's all about how we perceive it and mental constraint. So I can share this with you. And I would encourage all of you to look at it and then add your learnings or thoughts, questions, whatever comes. You can just quote it, this whatever it is coming, and in the WhatsApp you can say this is a question I have, or this is my understanding. So why I'm encouraging you to share is, when you share, it stays with you. Otherwise, what happened? We go to knowledge session after knowledge session after knowledge session, but we'll be learning. We know that, but it comes handy when we share it. It stays with it. So take a minute or two, whatever comes, it's a closed space, whatever. I'll share that. You can share whatever you're learning, thinking, questions, whatever comes to you, just please share it. Good. I think there was a request to stop everything on time. Just